After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 339. It is Saturday, January 12th, 2019, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Ty, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the PHuN in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you're here, and we hope that you find something that you like and you'll keep coming back. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are in the shadows, please feel free to join the Ravelry group or Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry, and join the YouTube channel, right?
Channel.
YouTube channel, Pen, Hook, and Needles, is the podcast. I think they just search Pen, Hook, and Needles.
If you just search Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, you'll find it.
You'll find it. And that way, people will see that we're here and we'll be able to reach more people. And besides, we like to know you're there on YouTube as well as on the Ravelry group. The Ravelry group is where all the fun things happen. That's where the alongs take place, where the giveaways take place, and all that kind of stuff. Support, camaraderie, all that.
Guys, Ravelry now has a thing where you can save your draft when you're answering someone's question.
You just noticed that?
I haven't been on Ravelry
It's been there for about 3 months or more.
Have I really been answering people's comments on Ravelry for the past 3 months?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But, so I just discovered that, okay? That's the only reason why I've been able to answer several messages.
Drafts, yeah. I saw that.
I'm very proud of myself. I haven't answered them all because, I don't know, work stuff.
Pat, yank.
I don't do that.
I want to. I want to. Okay, now, we do have a couple of new viewers who are new and returning. We can do the tea right after that.
Okay.
Mom Cook, Renee, welcome back to the group. We're glad to have you with us. And Renee is one of our generous donators for the Tea and Tails Cal. Okay, again this year. So we appreciate that. And we'll go into that when I talk to her later. So I need to talk to her about that. And then Dogfire Woman, who is Deborah. And Deborah, she has a podcast, and I will be talking about that a little. It's called, oh, here it is, Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. I have watched a couple. She is a pip. Okay, she's hysterical. I really enjoy watching her. And she has the second half of the segment that I watched through and through was about the upcoming blood moon. She's a scientist, and so she's a teacher.
Didn't we have a blood moon like a couple years back or a year ago? Or
we had a solar eclipse.
But we had a blood moon.
We might have, but she explains all about blood moons and solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. It was really
interesting. I was still
interesting.
working hospital at that point. Because
Yeah.
I think I worked one of the nights of the blood moon, and everything went crazy.
I don't remember. All I know is that she was talking about the difference between like lunar eclipses and solar eclipses and how the blood moon makes the moon look red and all this kind of stuff. It was really interesting. So if you're looking for something to watch, it's Dogfire Woman, that's Deborah, and she's the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal. And you'll hear me talk about her again later.
Donna, why are you Doc Firewoman?
Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah, sorry.
Deborah,
why are you Doc Firewoman?
Yeah, I want to know that too. That's in it.
Unless,
I think she's a doctor. She's a.
I know she's a doctor. So is she also a volunteer fire person?
I don't know. Maybe she's involved with physics. I guess physicists. So I don't know. She's teaching meteorology this year. So this semester. So yeah. So you might want to check that out. She makes me laugh. She's funny. She's very animated. She's got like a gazillion animals, which is really neat. She showed bunnies at the end of her podcast. She showed bunnies. I guess she has, and Deborah, I'm probably wrong about exactly what you said, but she has apple trees, and I guess she was pruning apple trees because it's the right time to prune apple trees. And so she gave the apple like some of the apple branches, and the bunnies chew on it. They really like that for chewing for their teeth.
Huh.
So she showed some of the bunnies chewing on that. It was kind of fun. Okay, anyway, back to welcome Deborah and Renee. A long welcome. Okay, so now we need to go. What's in our mug? I guess I go first.
You do, because you have more projects.
Okay.
I like this rule.
I have interesting tea. This is what my daughter's head looks like. It's an oboe. Yes, and for those of you who have watched this for a while, you know what that means. This is PHuN Deluxe Sweet Spot Black Tea. It's got black tea, cocoa nibs, apple pieces, rose hips, calendula, vanilla, butterscotch essence, love, gratitude, and caffeine. And this is enjoy a delightful treat. You've got this. And I definitely need the caffeine this morning. We've got weather coming in, so my head is
You
starting
most definitely do.
Love this. I'm trying to cut back a little on the sugar so it's a little less sweet than normal, but
Sammy and I say that I'm overly sensitive barometer.
yeah. I'm just an accurate barometer. Like, yeah, it's going to be sunny. Like, no, it's not. It's going to rain.
It smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I probably would enjoy it more if I didn't have this happen in my beet juice.
Yeah, and we also just had very strong Italian chocolate cookies. Yes, Valeria, we had them this year again.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, what's in your mug?
So in my mug, I got my teacup for the month from PHuN Deluxe. This is the mixture of my acquisitions as well because it's applicable. In a little purple package. Now this isn't the one I have, but I got my little itty bitty sample tea with it is Comfort Blend Decaf Black Tea. This familiar flavor is your best friend for tranquil, revitalizing cuppa. Decaf Black Tea, cinnamon chips, orange peel, ginger clove, orange extract, love, gratitude. No caffeine. That one I did not have though.
You're showing your...
Well, I only have one tea in here than the little baby one, so...
But that's not what you're drinking.
This is what I'm drinking.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's open. Oh, okay, cool.
So, this one is Sweet Chestnut Herbal Tea. Cheers to all the good memories ahead. It's Rubio's tea, cardamom, ginger, clove, cinnamon, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, calendula, hazelnut/chestnut essence, calendula, blue cornflowers, love and gratitude, no caffeine. And I usually like things with hazelnut in it. So
Love hazelnut.
when I did drink coffee, I did like hazelnut coffee.
We used to like hazelnut hot chocolate too.
Yes.
Hazelnut's good in a beverage. Rena, your gift, your prize should be going out. I picked it up from PHuN Deluxe a couple days ago, so it's on your way
That's good.
to you.
I had to sip it twice because my sense of taste isn't as good as a lot of people's. So
It smells good.
things don't always seem as strong to me the first time I drink it.
It's very mild.
Okay, so it is mild. Okay.
Yeah, it's very. Oh, there it goes. Okay, yeah. Now I can taste the chestnut. That's really good. It's a very mild tea, which is very nice. Okay.
Now for me, because I can't. Now I can taste it.
Yeah.
I can't always taste mild teas. I don't always get the more mild ones.
But it has an aftertaste to it.
It has an aftertaste.
I can taste the chestnut now. That's really good. A lot of times I prefer it to be while I'm drinking it, but every once in a while it's nice to have something like that.
Right.
It'd be a good dessert tea, I think, as long as the dessert
Right.
is mild.
I wouldn't. Actually, I probably would usually drink this by itself because then I won't necessarily get the aftertaste if I'm eating something.
That's
with
true.
it.
I think something mild, though, like a digestive, maybe would be okay with that.
Maybe a digestive.
Because it's not overly sweet.
Because you don't want something that's going to make you lose that aftertaste.
Yeah, you almost don't want to put too much sugar in that because you might mask it.
Well, not with the tea sugar. The tea sugar enhances the flavor.
Yeah. And I know that Andy's got stuff like, what's it called? That fairy dust, or not, what's that dust?
Isn't it
Honey
just
dust
ground
or,
up?
Yeah, but something dust.
I don't know what it's called because I didn't get any of
No,
it.
I haven't gotten that either. But I think we had some, though, in our in our advent calendar.
Yes, we did, but I wasn't able to accurately judge how much sugar, and I like to have a lot of sugar in my tea.
I used it, and I needed to use a little bit more.
I needed a little bit more.
But it's very good if you're trying to not have a lot of sweetener. Yeah. If you really want to have the taste.
But for
of
someone
tea.
who doesn't drink tea as sweet as either of us, or who doesn't normally drink a whole lot of sugar in their tea, which I just said, I'm repetitive.
You are. Rerun. 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 Hee hee.
Rerun never made that noise.
Anyway.
Was he somebody's brother?
Yes, he was Linus and Lucy Van Pelt's brother.
I remember they had a brother. Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, before I go into upcoming, several of the packages have already gone out. I sent them out yesterday, and Renna's went out a little earlier because I just had to do it online. So those are out. We have Valeria. I just heard from you, and I think from Steph Keith. I think it was. Sue, I need to hear from you when you see this. Check out the last podcast if you haven't already, to see why you need to contact us, okay?
And don't worry if you don't see your package and it's toward the end of the month. I only get paid once a month now, and I have medical bills that should be coming in, right. And I had to pay for my nursing license. So once I get paid, right, I'll be able to send off some of the other packages. I just
what we've done is we split them, and I took the first half or 3/4, and I've already sent them out. And Talia's just waiting for her paycheck to come in. If it gets to be too late and we're worried about it, I'll send them and she'll pay me back or whatever. So don't worry about it. They will be coming.
Yeah, it's just...
we can't do it as quickly as we used to.
Right. I used to get paid twice a month. I only get paid once a month.
And then she also had a big block of time at night.
Yeah.
So now she doesn't. So we are going...
It's just going to be a little different.
It won't be as long as the last time, hopefully, but it won't be quite as quick as normal. Yeah. Okay. All right, now moving on into other groups. Okay, the Cal Lals. Creature feature Cal Lal is Crocheting Hoovian in her podcast, the Crocheting Hoovian podcast. This is year long, broken into 4 quarters. The rules are in her group, and this is a Cal Lal that she's doing with Dockfire Woman, who is Deborah of the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast and group, okay? And you already heard me talk about Deborah. She's my newest find for podcasts, and she's well worth watching if you're looking for something else to watch, if you're interested in science. She's very talented. She's not afraid to try anything in terms of crafting, so she's got a lot of good cows in there already, also on her own, besides this one that she's co-hosting with Laura. She's got one called Kid or Get Her Done, which is doing kits that you picked up because, oh, that looks pretty, I think I'll do that, and it just sits on the shelf. So that's one. And then she's got Never Have I Ever, which is for things that you've never done before. And that one, I think I'm going to try circular knitting. Not circular knitting, magic looping. And then she has, like I said, the creature feature.
You should try DPNs too.
No, because I hurt my hands, probably. We'll see. And then the other one was, I like big shawls and I cannot lie. But it has to be knitted for that one. Anyway, the rules are all in her group for that one. Okay, so I did Laura's creature feature with her, and then I did all her cows. So, and then you have, so that's kind of a 2-for-1 there. Laura's only doing the creature feature with her on that. Then 2019 for Brittany, who is B-Wing, Comforting Crafts. She's got What Are You Reading? Hats, 2019 hats for 19 hats in 2019. Dishcloths, 52 dishcloths. I think that's what it is, 52 dishcloths. And
I know she's a color work one.
Color work. I don't know why that yellowed out like that. I didn't want it to.
Here, I'll fix it.
So she's got several things going on. Brittany's got several things going on for 2019 that have to deal with 19 or for the year, and you need to maybe check that out. She's not a podcast, but she's a lot of fun, very charity oriented. And then Vonnie, who is Studio Von Designs, she is one of our moderators here in the PHN group, and she has the Bee's Knees group, which is not a podcast either, but she has something 19 in 2019. I don't know if she's decided yet. I haven't had a chance to go back to the group since last week, but her alongs are always fun, so check that out. I already mentioned the knitter, the Kidder, Get Her Done. I love big shawls and I cannot lie. Oh, the one I forgot for Dog Firewoman, Deborah, over at the...
I keep wanting to say her name is Donna, even though I know it's not.
It's Deborah, yes. The Farmer's Almanac Make-Along. This is a pip. I like it. She reads and stuff.
Okay, what do you define as a pip? What is a pip besides the people who back up Gladys Knight?
She's a pip. Just watch her and you'll see. Anyway, she's
So
hysterical.
she backs up Gladys Knight?
She does.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, she's funny. She reads from the Farmer's Almanac each month, and then you base whatever you're making for that month on what she's told us in the Farmer's Almanac. I've never heard of anybody doing this before, and I think it's really fun. It's
so
a fun
makes
idea.
Her a pip?
It makes her a pip.
You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Reference. Yes.
I think everyone got that.
I hope so. Okay, so those are the Cal that I'm mentioning for now. I may add some later. I think Jessica, who is Army Wife Knit Life, has one for Golden Girls, but I have to check out the particulars on that.
Army Wife Knit Life. That just amuses me. I think because it's rhymey.
The problem with the Jessica is I never can remember which one is her Ravelry name, because she has slightly different on Instagram and slightly different on Ravelry.
There's several people like that.
So anyway, she's doing a Golden Girls.
I can think of like 2 or 3 people right off the top of my head whose names are just slightly
Slight,
different.
Well, Laura's was like that for a long time, and it drove me insane because I could never remember which was where.
Kay's like that. Paul,
yeah.
At least I think Polly is still like that. He might not be. There's 2 people off the top of my head. Heidi, Packy Knits.
Yep.
So there's several people who, either because it was already taken by the time they got to Instagram,
right,
or they were on Instagram first, it was already taken when they got to Ravelry.
So anyway, so those are all a bunch of Cal-Lows that you might be interested in doing. They're a lot of fun. If I think of others, I will, put them down. Jessica does have a podcast, and I'm sorry, Jessica, I don't know what the name of it is. It might be Army Wife Knit Life or Army Wife Knitter's Life. I can't remember. They're two. Either make them completely different or make them the same.
I like it.
Okay. Yes, Jessica's a pip also. I like Jessica. She's funny. She's in Germany.
I really want to know your definition of pip. I really don't understand what it's supposed to mean.
It's a mystery.
Even to yourself?
Nothing's a mystery to myself except myself. Okay.
Wow, that was very not deep.
PHuN Current. Okay, we are now going through the Tea and Tails year-long Cal-Lao. PHuN Tea and Tails started January 1st. It goes until December 31st. And your projects have to be related in some way, shape, or form to tea and or tails. And as Deborah said, she had a dog on her lap, and she said, "Not this kind of tail." She said tails, T-A-L-E-S, not this kind of tail. The dog just kind of looked at her. Oh, the most adorable dog you ever saw. So cute.
What kind of dog?
I can't remember, and I'm not sure. Deborah, you'll have to tell me if you're watching the podcast what kind of dog your dog was. The one on your lap, your co-host. It was so cute. And I get the impression that he co-hosts with her a lot. William, I think his name is William. I'm not sure. But anyway. So, tea and or tails. It doesn't have to be both. It's great if it is. You have to relate the project to one or the other and tell us how it's related, okay? We're talking about novels, novelizations, graphic novels, fables, children's books that are complete stories, things like that, okay? And if you have any questions, just ask us, ask me, ask Talia, ask one of the moderators. Although asking Talia, you might not get an answer. You might want to just ask me or Valeria
I am
or Bonnie.
Really bad about keeping up on my Ravelry. I was super proud of myself that I answered as many of the episode thread responses as I did. I
just tag me or Talia and the moderators. One of us will get to you. Okay, and
most likely not Talia.
Okay, so
Talia fails.
If you have a question, just feel free to do that. Okay. Let me think. What else? Oh yes. Previous whips. Stop. Thank you. Previous whips are allowed for this Cal-Lao. Chatter pictures in the same thread. 1 whip per project per week. So for each project you do, you can have a whip. If you do 3 projects, you can have 3 whip photos. And then whenever the FO is finished, that. Okay. we have featured patterns and featured yarns. Okay, featured yarn, of course, is Lady Vertical Creations, my yarn. Featured patterns, any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern, Crochet and Hoovia pattern, that's Laura Concert, Studio Bond Designs pattern, Joanna Johnson pattern, and Mom Cook pattern that are related to tea and or tails. Okay, Laura's got a Hufflepuff pattern, that's a no-brainer. Both Mom Cook and Joanna Johnson have several things that will fall into tea and or tails.
I tend to gravitate toward her Anna Green Gables patterns.
I do too, although I'm doing a Sherlock Holmes one right now.
That's true, you are.
And then, you know, so anything, those things will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. If you do it with my yarn, a featured pattern with my yarn, 3 chances at a prize. You are responsible for your multiple postings. Just say why, okay?
Why?
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 We will have prizes. I'm still sorting through the logistics of the prizes. Mom Cook has donated pattern. I have to see what she said on her note exactly, what she's donating, and I have to get back to her because it was very generous. She did this last year as well, so we're very happy to have her back for that. Okay. The hashtags are PHN TNT 2019 on Ravelry and hashtag PHN TNT 2019 on Instagram. Okay, so if you want to have your projects featured at the beginning, the possibility of them being on the beginning, Talia needs to see the tag. Okay, the PHN TNT. You have to have a project page with that tag in it, so that Talia can pull it for the
yeah, it's easy. What I like about it when you do the project page is if you guys notice, I will say at the beginning of the podcast the name of the project and who it's by. And I need your guys' name of your project.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like naming your projects.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't.
All right.
So if you don't have a project page, you do not get
a chance.
A chance.
Okay.
To be
All
in
right,
front.
now, so the featured patterns are Studio Bond Designs, Crochet and Hoovia, Mom Cook, Joanna Johnson, Franciscan Gypsy, 4 patterns, and my yarn. Okay, 2 chances for the finished object. If you use all those things together, my yarn and one of those patterns, 3 chance prize as long as they're related to tea and tails. All right, the other along we're on is the PHN Ready Set Go Cal Lao 2019, and this goes for 3 months. This is where you start all the things. Okay, our co-host, we have a lovely co-host. This is Lorraine from the this is LNS Crafts, and I think her podcast is also LNS Crafts. She can correct me if that's wrong. We're really excited about her co-hosting with us. This is her first co-host, so this is fun. Yay! Like I said, January 1st through March 31st. This one will not allow whips. Okay, this has a little different rules, so I'm going to go through the rules. It's no whips, but in place of whips, we are allowing frogging for the month of January only. So if you show a picture of the project as a whip and then a picture of it frogged, you will get 1 chance at a prize, okay, for the month of January only. So the frog pond should be frequented in the month of January, okay? The projects can be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Chatter and pictures all in the same thread. Please use at least 50 yards of yarn in the project. If it's not 50 yards of yarn, do 2 of them, please. Okay, so you can get a chance at the prize. It's the only along that we have that yardage specification. Let's see, 1 whip project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. We do have prizes coming up. The first one we had is the Biscuit Hat Pattern, donated by LNS Crafts, who is Lorraine. And it's her first hat pattern, I think. It's really pretty. I think
she did say that.
It's a very nice hat pattern. So we thank Lorraine for that generous donation. And we will tell you about the other prizes as they come along, okay? Let's see. It's PHN Ready Set Go 2019 on Ravelry for your tag, and hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2019 on Instagram. Now, for us and for Lorraine, the rules are slightly different. Okay, basically the same but slightly different. So check out the rules in both groups. Okay, both podcast groups. We do allow double dipping. In all our cows, we allow double dipping wherever they'll fit.
Right.
Okay, as long as people will accept them. That's not a problem. Her hashtags are a little bit different, so you want to check that out. Okay. So that takes care of that in terms of the very long-winded cow because I got sidetracked. I blame Deborah. If she didn't have such an interesting podcast, I wouldn't have got sidetracked. Okay, so how many do you have?
5. 5.
I have 8, so I'll go first. I think I'll go
Ocho?
first twice. Ocho, yes. Okay. Let's see here. It's supposed to snow here. I haven't seen it start yet.
Well, it feels like snow.
It does. Okay, in my Kikiboo Owls holiday bag is my Sherbet toddler hat. And I'm using a Cindy Wood loom. I think Laura Concert gave this to me.
It probably is not the best idea to keep 2 looms in the same bag.
I want to.
Doesn't it tangle things awfully?
Yeah, but I want to. I haven't had a chance to move it yet, that's all. I started this when I was at the hairdresser.
I was going to say that is barely started.
See, this is barely started. You can hardly... I promise there's yarn on there, okay?
It's basically the equivalent of doing the cast on and being like, see, I started something.
It is. And that's exactly what it is. It's like a cast on in 1 row. So this is the same colorway I used for the other baby hat. It's the Sherbet stripe colorway, hence the Sherbet toddler hat. This says 3 to 18 months. I'm calling it a toddler hat, but I guess it's actually a baby hat still.
Yeah. Well, it's an older baby. It's almost a toddler.
Yeah. I figure a 1-year-old can toddle.
Yeah.
So this is the yarn in the ball. And I'm hoping that I can do some work on it. I like doing this when my hands hurt. I have to figure out, Beth, how to do this when it rests on the table instead of having to hold it in my hands, because I think that my hands cramp up sometimes. So if I put it, can I do it? Can you just let it rest on the project itself when you're knitting? Is that, I don't know. I'm a very new loom knitter, so I bug Beth. I'm answers for things. Okay, Beth.
You can bug Renee too.
Yes, now that she's back in the group, I can. Yes, Beth, Renee. Okay.
Who's the other one who's in the Luminaires Corral?
Steph Keith is in there.
Is there a Teresa?
There's several, and not all of them were mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But we have several loom knitters. Linnea, the loom knits.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let me just put Beth in here, because apparently I can't go a podcast without mentioning her. Round and round I go. Okay. Round and round I go, right?
Yes.
Okay. The other one I'm doing is, and thank everybody for weighing in about the slightly used project bags. We appreciate it. That makes us feel a lot better.
I told you so.
Yes, but I want to know from the people who will be receiving it.
so.
You won't be receiving it.
I told you so.
You tell me a lot of things. Okay.
I know, it's depressing how little you listen to me.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna
Knitting's my bag.
sob
Winter
into my
Cardinal
tea.
bag. Okay, this is my Faith of Our Father's bookmark. This
We
is,
haven't used this bag in a while. I think this is... Show the bag a little better.
I love this bag. This is a Knitting's my bag from one of her kits.
Yeah, it got a red yarn with it. I feel like you gave me the red yarn.
I did.
And I have the chickadee one, but that holds my... I think it holds my medicine.
I did this one. I did this when we were doing doctor's visits and things. So I got a little bit.
Yeah, because I had a cardiac
Can you see
MRI
that?
this week.
And then Davina had a dental appointment. So I can only, I mean, I know a lot of you have done this when I started this and finished it a long time ago. But because of the small needle size, I only do a little at a time. Mm-hmm. I really love mosaic color work. Isn't that pretty?
It is pretty.
It's so pretty. I like it. It makes me happy. And I'm just using Knit Pick Brava Worcester, Brava Sport, Fairy Tale, and Dove Heather colorways. So I like that. Makes me happy, happy, happy.
Makes you happy, happy, happy?
Happy, happy, happy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy?
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Okay, your
Where does
turn.
that even come from?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't remember. Don't ask me to remember.
Okay, so I am working on Felicia. This is the Tara the Sea Turtle pattern designed by me. And this is, the top of the shell is Mom's yarn. Well, this is all Mom's yarn. But top of the shell is Makes Me Happy. And the bottom is a bright pink that she dyed up specifically for this turtle. It's probably blowing out your screen.
And for those of you who are new, my yarn is Lady Fernicle Creations.
Yes, and this turtle is going to sit in my office.
It's so pretty. It's so
and
bright. Where's her face? Her cute little face. And Talia, for those of you who are new, she's Franciscan Gypsy Designs.
Yeah. I haven't designed anything for a while. I'm hoping when I get my brain back, if that ever happens, I will be able to get back to it.
So cute.
There's...
Makes me happy.
Oh, she's so happy. I love this design so much. This was actually probably my favorite turtle.
Is that Tara?
This is Tara.
Yeah.
And I messed up on the back leg because I got distracted.
Back lip?
Back leg because I got distracted. There's periods of time where I just can't focus, and I should have been focusing, and I wasn't. So I had to restart it.
I forgot the back legs weren't flippers. They just...
Yeah. So that's almost done there. And then I'll be able to start the other back leg.
Her flippers to me are like York's wings. I do them 2 at a time. Otherwise, I feel like they go on forever.
But I love once her...
Oh, I know. She's so cute.
Well, and she can... Yee.
Yeah, I make her go, hee, hee. Where's my...
She's here.
Okay.
I almost brought my original one out.
This is
But
mine.
you play with mine too much.
This is mine.
If I bring her out.
I love her. I haven't made another Tara. I have another Tara in a bag that I'm making.
I'm being attacked by random...
Well, that's because you took Tara out from where she belongs. And this is the one I like to work because it's easier on my hands right now. This is Biddy. So
my very first toy I made.
There's a ball in there.
Yes, there is. He came out and attacked me.
It's kind of funny that the first toy you made was a knit.
A knit toy, yeah.
Because we don't knit toys.
No, we don't. But it was the first toy I made.
So cute.
I'm not quite sure why I felt like I needed to make it.
The pig that flies.
Yeah.
I think I just amused the pig flies.
It must have been. I don't really even remember. He's really cute.
He is.
He's kind of wonky.
First toys tend to be.
But he actually holds up pretty well.
He does. He's adorable.
But he is hard. He doesn't even bounce.
No, well, that's because his feet are in the way. Like a rock.
He bounces like a rock. I think he's probably supposed to bounce more than he does.
Poor little pig.
I mean, look, one ear goes back that way, the other ear goes this way.
He's a radar. His
tail curls nicely, though.
Yes.
I must have done an I-cord. That was very early on.
Very cute.
I can't believe I did an I-cord that early. I don't remember learning how to do an I-cord at that point. Small child. So, yes.
Mine. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Put this one down
Because I don't feel like displacing all the toys to move her back where she goes.
All right. So next thing is in my...
This was Heidi's yarn here,
Yeah,
right?
this is Heidi's yarn. All of this is in Undead yarn.
Oh, it is.
And she's
I thought maybe the face was... and stuff was Miss Babs, but you're right, it is all
This is Heidi, I think. Heidi is having a sale. She's selling... She lost her dog, Chumley, and she...
I don't mean like lost as he ran away. He passed away.
And she has done a colorway for him, and she's taking pre-orders for it. I think it's called Chumley, and 20%, I think it is going toward an animal shelter or something. So if you want to support her in that, take a look at her shop. She has Undead yarn, and she has several yarns in there, but the Chumley one is the one that will go to help a veterinary in honor of her dog who passed away.
And this color was Atlantis, isn't it?
I love this color.
I've always loved this color.
I think this is Jaws.
Is it Jaws?
Heidi, what color is this? Jaws or Atlantis?
Well, is the bottom one the other one?
I don't know. It's been a while since I did this, so I don't know.
I could have sworn this was Atlantis, but it might have been Jaws.
So that's Nitty Girl, Heidi. And she just put up a new podcast, I want to say.
I also like Cookie Monster, but I actually like this color better than Cookie Monster even. I think because it's bright and happy.
Okay, now, in my... You're done, right?
I am done.
Okay, Purple Crocheting Hoovin bag. This is Laura Concert's podcast bag. Okay, that Ann Brody for Silver Shed USA does. She's our bag maker. We love her. is my monkey bag project from the Surprise Backpack by Amy B. Stitched. And this is the longest stitch. It is the row of stitches that will never end. Okay, I did a lot of work on this while I was waiting in for Ty at the cardiac MRI. So you can see that's grown a
Which
lot.
honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
No. Well, it's not always, you know. So that's what it looks like. It's a fairly good sized little bag. Or will be when I finish it.
Well, Jessica, gosh, Jess, I don't actually know I know your Instagram name, but I don't even know if you have a Ravelry name.
This is...
But she gave me the tip to close my eyes.
Yeah, this is done in, I love this cotton, and I'm using an F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter, instead of the G, because I have a larger gauge, so I usually drop down a hook or two. And the yarn is Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton solids, and the colorways red and monkey red. Okay, and I think I have to do one more, and then we can do one by one.
Yeah. One by one rib?
One by one ribbing.
Which I actually kind of like, although I think I like 2 by 2 a little bit better. I can't quite make up my mind.
Okay, my kitty cat is quite perturbed that she's in the middle, although she said perhaps being a center of attention is not so bad.
But then she's not the center. She's not fashionably late.
Yes, in my Silver Shed USA Lady Fernico Creations bag.
And you know that carries MPKC.
Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat.
MPKC.
If you please. Okay. Okay, this has been done for a while, the head with her eyes. And
we should be just grateful she doesn't have her mouth yet. Because we'd be hearing all about it.
This is the tail. Okay. And these are the ears. Whoops.
Yes, actually only got worse when she got her ears.
These are the ears. There's 2 of these.
Too much displeasure.
Okay, yes. And this is the muzzle.
Oh, that's where the hissing's coming from.
Yes. Okay, the muzzle. This is part of the body, and this is the other part of the body here. And inside this body is the first foot. If you can get a good look at that foot. I decided to put the white at the bottom of this foot. My Bare Necessities colorway. And this is the second foot I'm working on. Right here.
So you've been making quite a bit of progress.
I did make quite a bit of progress on this. I have 2 3/4 or 2.5 of the feet to do, and then I can start sewing. And I have to be careful with the sewing. I have to do that piece by piece because that requires a lot of pressure on the needle, and the needle's so small. But I'm looking forward to having her done. She will go into anything I can put her in. So I won't get 2 chances at a prize for the creature feature thing because it's not a under the sea.
Yeah.
Although Laura said if I put something like flippers or something.
Do you really think MPKC would be very happy with flippers? She would be a very unhappy kitty.
Yes. Okay, so that's that.
Because I don't think she's one of those weird cats who like water. Some of them do, but I don't think she is.
No. And I used this is the Brat the Kitten pattern. That's Taya's Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern. And for those of you who are new, she will look something like this when she's finished, only in the colors
My other
I have.
cats are attacking
This is Snickerdoodles. And that's my Snickerdoodles colorway. Okay. Oops.
Stay. It's a bunny.
It's a bunny. But not the ones that Deborah was feeding apple branches to.
I'm sure. Oops. It's a bunny.
That's not a bunny.
No, it's not.
That's a chameleon.
I've always loved that he stays on a person's shoulder because that's
where she used to carry him.
Exactly. So
and you have to figure out yourself who we're talking about.
Yes.
That should be pretty much a no-brainer.
Yes.
Who carries a chameleon on her shoulder?
Yes.
Not a frog.
Not a frog.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA, I mean, it's a pretty easy guess it's going to be Silver Shed USA.
Yeah, most of our bags are.
Oh, I didn't show my last one, listen.
Yes, and the artwork on this was done. This is a Silver Shed USA bag, but the artwork is done by my husband.
Yes, and this was for our 2017 5-year podiversary.
Yeah, it was a kit.
Yes, for my chameleon pattern.
Yeah, this was the pattern, and this was the yarn that was in the kit with that bag.
Yes.
So you had the pattern, this yarn, and this bag.
And if I make another chameleon, I had to set it aside for one of my patients because he mentions it every time he sees my chameleon.
Is that does it have this yarn in it or the other one?
No, it has Heidi's yarn.
That's right. That's the original.
He really loves that particular one. And if I make another one that's not quite as bright, if he still likes the other one better, I'll let him have the other one.
No, that's the original, Taya.
I have one that's just the same. And Heidi, I wouldn't mind Heidi's chameleon going somewhere where it's loved. Because he loves it.
Right.
That's what's really important.
Well, your next one.
Yes. In my other Silvershine USA bag, nursing caps on a pale field. I used to have, I do have. My other nursing caps bag used to have one of these notions pouches too, and I lost it in the Adoration Chapel. I've never been able to find it again.
Yeah. Was it the same pattern?
It was the nursing caps on a dark field.
What color was the dark field?
I think it's black. I had to take a look at that particular bag.
Because I can make you another one.
I know, but I had all my notions in the other one. It was sad. I just lose the notions pouch. I lost everything in that notions pouch, which meant I lost a pair of scissors. I lost my scrapbooking tool. Yeah. Probably lost some stitch markers. Probably lost a needle.
Figured out that somebody else needed it.
Yes, they really needed a notions pouch.
Well, you don't know.
Desperately needed a notions pouch.
You don't know.
Desperately.
That's pretty.
So this is my hitchhiker. Well, it's not going to be my hitchhiker. I don't generally wear a lot of this color.
Be good for a redhead.
So this is going to be for the Christmas craft fair table. And this is Sidewalk Chalk, Marigold Jen.
I almost wore my Sidewalk Chalk socks today, but I wore them yesterday instead. She made me Sidewalk Chalk socks.
And it's growing. I think I'm a little over halfway through.
That's really pretty.
It is an addictive pattern. I worked on this while I was waiting at the MRI.
Is this sport weight or what?
No, this is fingering.
Okay. I might work that in worsted.
You won't be able to get as many teeth probably.
Oh, well, I'd make it long.
I am headed into the 25th tooth, and you work to 42 teeth.
I'm glad you still have the little chameleon thing I wrote up.
Oh yeah. Where is it at?
It's right here. Is this your book? Where's your book that you were using?
Yes.
This also came with the kit. It's got a little explanation of
It's actually in the wrong bag, but it's always been in this bag for so. Or maybe this particular project was in the chameleon bag.
It might have been, yeah. I have to find mine. I might have to reprint.
And I have this little story you wrote on the pattern itself.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Ravelry. Sorry, I forgot how fun that was.
Finally get to use my writing muscles.
Okay, yeah, sorry, gotta read PHuN's story.
Oh, okay. PHuN.
Where's PHuN? PHuN. Okay, so, PHuN. Oh, this is PHuN too. This isn't my PHuN.
Well, it's PHuN.
It's PHuN. Meet PHuN the chameleon. PHuN has never met a color he didn't love. His favorite pastime is playing hide and seek with children, or anyone who will close their eyes and count to 100. PHuN loves to hide in brightly colored skeins of yarn, gardens of flowers in full bloom, trunks full of colorful toys, and piles of autumn leaves. He dreams of someday finding a way to stump his friends by hiding in the rainbow. In the meantime, PHuN spends his time eating Skittles and visiting with friends in the PHuN in the Woman Cave, or PHN Woman Cave.
Yeah, yeah. He went out with that and the bag and everything, and Skittles.
Yes.
Candy Skittles. I had so much fun when we did that kit.
It was actually, I know Anne suggested one kit, but I think this kit was your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
the bookworm, I think, was Anne's.
Bookworm? Anne was like, hey, let's do a kit. Yep. And you and I brainstormed.
And then you and Heidi actually did it.
Because you weren't
I
dying
hadn't done my yarn yet.
But you and I stayed up like 24 hours designing that bookworm because I had worked night shift the day before and I was staying up late because I did that before I got pots. And
because I've had a couple of ideas for your toys.
Right, and we brainstormed. You came up with the name of Cyrano. And then I don't think it took me very long to get the basic concept down for him. I mean, he's a simple toy.
Yeah. Okay, so.
But yeah, sorry, that was a way off track.
We're a little bit scattered today.
We're pips.
We're pips. La 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 hoo, hoo. Owl pips. Who was it that said they wanted me? It's too bad I didn't like owls so much because maybe then I wouldn't buy bags, owl bags. And someone said, she said something about that she didn't have owl bags, or I forget what she said. It was really cute the way she said it. And you know who you are, so just chime right in on the episode.
It might have even been I Know Who You Are.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
I can't remember who it was.
It might have been, but I don't think so. It
might not. No, I don't think it was.
It was. The way she said it was really funny. It made me laugh. So
I remember responding to that.
I remember responding it too. It was just funny the way she said it.
But this.
Okay.
And that. And all things.
All things Pip. Okay.
This is not a pip.
No. All right. In my Kiki Boo Brown.
Oh, dude, you know what a pip is? I think it's like a little...
It's a seed.
Yeah, it's a little seed.
Yeah.
Because isn't there Sherlock Holmes?
Yes, the orange pips.
The orange pips, yeah.
Yeah. And I think there are apple pips as well. The little seeds of apples, I think, are called pips also.
I'm not sure about that.
That's another thing that Deborah might know because she's a farmer. Mm-hmm. So she might know if those are all those seeds are called pips, those little seeds. Because I think the bigger ones, like the big ones in the round, like avocados and stuff like that, are called something else.
Well,
stones or something.
Yeah, stone, because that's what you call for a plum.
Is it?
I think that's what you call for a plum, is a stone.
Yeah, well, we'll have Deborah give us a lesson on farming so she can do that. Okay. We're taking Deborah's name in vain now. She's known us for one. She mentioned us once. Now she's in trouble. So she can take the hit because she's a pip. Okay. In my
Whatever that means when Mom says that, apparently she is it.
Kiki Boo Brown teacups bag. Okay. This is my randomosity, and I think it's so funny that and so neat that Linnea was doing this. She said we were kind of doing it along together, but she's finished hers, of course. And here is where I'm at. I did a little bit of work on this yesterday, and I actually got...
But you actually haven't had yours going very long either.
No. I actually got to the lace section. Can you see the lace on this?
I'm not sure if they can. It's part of it is because it's so bright on screen. Yeah, you can kind of see it.
Now, Davina picked the color. This yarn is the Yarn and I yarn. That's Cappy. And she gave me new colorways that she just tried out, which makes me really happy. I'm so excited about it. So she got that one, and then she gave me these four as well. And I asked Davina if I didn't have enough, or if I wanted to make it a little longer, what color she wanted me to make. I said, do you want me to make a Quicksilver yarn for this, in this base? Because I have this base.
Yeah.
She said, yeah. So if I feel like I don't have enough, I will add
Quicksilver.
a Quicksilver.
That would go well because it'll be a neutral.
So that's what I'll do.
And Quicksilver would work well on a sparkle brick.
It does, yeah, it will. Sparkle base. Because I have done it on a sparkle base. I gave it to somebody on a sparkle base.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't knit it up for Davina in a sparkle base.
Right. And this is a fun little pattern. And I think, even though this calls for fingering, at a later date, I might make this on a DK. Mm-hmm. It'll be a little warmer that way. But it's a fashion scarf. And I think Linnea said that she did what I was thinking about doing, which is making this a cowl, if it was short. Or even if it was not short, making it a cowl. So I really like the pattern. It's just cute, you know. So I'm glad I did that. That's in there. How many do you have left? 2?
3.
3? Okay, you go ahead then. I have 3 as well.
Okay.
Oops.
It's a bunny.
Yes, she is. She is.
He's kind of offended you call him the she.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that part very much, so I kind of forgot which one he was.
There's the bag. And all the animals are attacking me.
I think these are size 3 needles.
Mom, your animals are not very well behaved.
That's because you keep taking them down from where they were, and so they all tumble down.
Well, this one's mine, but they're the ones that are attacking me. Now, you see, Laura actually trained her owl well. He stayed where he was supposed to be. He behaved himself.
He wasn't put in the corner like Hans? Not Hans. Christoph.
Well, he must be in trouble because you called him Hans.
I prefer Olaf. Some more playful trouble.
Sven.
Sven.
And this is my only non-Silver Shred USA bag I'm using today. This is my Star Knits bag. People keep thinking like it's a bean bag or something. Dr. Goshen walked into my office and started playing with it.
Oh, gee. Be careful, you'll get stuck with a needle.
And in here is my Diana's hat. And I am using, let's see if I can remember the,
Yeah. Yes. Oh. Yes. Just do it.
I have to find the, oops, sorry.
Something you, and something, and you.
There's my Tempting You, So Decay and Sparkling from Tempting You Yarns, and it's Rainbow's End colorway.
Look at their tag.
I love their
Their
tag.
tag is so much fun. Isn't that great?
And they do go to Shenandoah, which makes me happy.
Yes, that's good because I was wondering about that.
Because
we will not be going to Maryland Sheep and Wool this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna just go to Shenandoah this year. So,
but
that makes us happy that they will be here.
Yes, because I've actually thoroughly enjoyed working. I wish I had picked up more of their yarn.
Yeah, I have to take mine out as soon as I finish a shawl. I will pick up my colorway like this, not this color, but from them, Tempting You, and start the woodland shawl.
Because seriously,
that's what I got it for.
Yeah. So, I'm in the straightaway.
That's pretty. Very pretty.
Really pretty. And it's just, it's a joy to work with. It's pretty colors. The sparkle's nice. They actually do a sparkle decay.
Yeah, that's always nice. It's hard to find a sparkle decay. It's hard to find anything sparkly except for fingering.
Yeah. So, been thoroughly enjoying this. And unfortunately, when I do finish this, I don't have any more of their yarn. So I have to then cast on my next Diana's hat with something else.
You're poking her head.
It's not sharp.
That's not the point. Poking her head. Okay, my next one is in my
Oops, it's a bunny.
Silver Shed USA camping bag camping owl bag that Davina got me for Christmas. I just love this bag and absolutely love it. Okay, it used to be called originally the Knot Moss Scarf. I now call it On the Moors because that's what the colors make me think of. On the Moors. And this is the Elementary and Pashmina pattern by Joanna Johnson. This is from her Sherlock Knits that we have the banner on the bottom of our group. I don't know if you can see how pretty these colors are. Can you see the purple just barely?
You can't really see it yet.
It's hard to tell.
You see a little bit there.
This is deceptive. It's not a hard pattern, but you do have to pay attention. It's an easy pattern, but you do have to pay attention because there's a certain number of knits to a certain number of purls to a certain place. And it's not hard at all. It's just pay attention. This is what the colorway is. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm doing it in Pashmina. Okay? Because I figured, when I saw that, I was so excited because I got this yarn when I, didn't really know anything about yarn. I mean, it was expensive and it was pretty. And for some reason, I picked it up anyway, and I had no idea what I was going to do with this yarn because...
Well, I think the yarn shop was having a sale.
It might have been. But this
it's going out of business sale.
That was before. I bought this before that.
Okay, I think it was just early on, and they had a sale or something, and you were like, oh my gosh, I must have this.
And Pashmina's not cheap. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this? Did I make a mistake buying it? And when I saw this was Elementary and Pashmina, and she said one skein, I said, that's what it's going to be. And it's going to be so pretty. It really is going to be pretty. So it's got an interesting stitch pattern to it. There's like a little bit of a design in here, but it's not overwhelming.
I think you picked it up because it made you think of stained glass or something.
It could be. I don't know if stained glass. To me, it always makes me think of outdoors.
It does. But I seem to remember at the time that you saying that.
Almost looks like tea.
It does look like tea. Like lavender, Earl Grey.
Yeah, something like that. So, and that's Mad Tosh, of course, Pashmina. And I'm using my Chow Glue Red Lace Circulars. So I'm having fun with this. You see a tendency towards smaller projects for the most part for me right now.
Okay, so next for me is in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag. This is my On the Forest Floor. And I call this project Spanish Lady. And I am using Miss Babs Yazawada skein in the colorways Obsidian, Vlad's, and Pewter.
This, if you're not more than 50% done, this can go in the Kit or done. Kit or knit or done.
Nope, this wasn't a kit.
Oh, that's right. Yours isn't a kit.
I finished my kit a long time ago.
Mine is a kit.
I finished my kit a long time ago. This is my third on the forest floor.
Mine is a kit. I have to take mine out, and I might do that as soon as I finish something.
So, I'm in the last section of the gray. I have one more row of the gray, and then the gray is no more in this shawl.
What color does it end with, the red or the black?
I think the black is on the edge.
Okay. Isn't that pretty?
So.
Very pretty. It's been nice and dramatic.
It is, and that's what my thought process was when I knit on it. And then I can work on the other two that are on my needles.
Mine.
Mom's and mine.
I have one on my needles as well, but she knows that because it's taking so long for me to get it done, she's going to try and do one for me first.
And actually, I made some good progress. I think I'm at the point where I can't go any farther without the longer needles, and this has my longer needles.
And I gave her the yarn for that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to buy the yarn for it herself, so.
So there we go. It's made quite a bit of progress. The rows are taking longer now because it's so close to done. I think I have about 15 rows to go.
Right. Very pretty.
And actually, I'll probably start working on this again momentarily.
Okay, my next one is a new project. It's I was gifted this last week by Vonnie, Studio Von Design. It's the Author's Friend pattern by Melissa Sheshwari. I'm sorry, Melissa. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Sheshwari?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
It's a pretty pattern. It's called the Author's Friend, and I'm calling it Joe's Wrap after Joe March of Little Women. Okay? And this is in my Sea Turtles bag by Knitting's My Bags, the large one. And this one I'm enjoying, but I do have to be careful of how much I work on it. One row is fine because it's just knit. And then there's a pattern section that I have to be careful because of the way there's a stitch where you have to go. I don't want to give anything away because it's a paid pattern, but suffice to say that because of what I have to do with the stitch, there's a back and forth type of thing, and when I do the last part of the stitch, it's very tight, and I can't get the needle in without pressure, so that hurts my hand. So I can only do that a little at a time, but I do want this. So I've been working on it. I'm using the Knit Picks Brava Bulky that Talia gave me, because we raid each other's stash.
Yeah, I think I picked it up for a sweater that I never end up knitting.
I don't know if you can see. It's a little more open because it's pulled on the cord here, but I made a little bit of progress. I think I did 4 or 5 rows, and it grows fairly quickly, so that's really nice. I'm enjoying this. Just don't expect to see a whole lot of work at one time unless I have a straight set where I don't have that pattern. When I get to that point, I think I'll be able to do 3 or 4 rows at a time.
Well, yeah, I would think so. And that would grow pretty quickly.
So I'm really appreciative of Vonnie of getting this for me because it's got an unusual construction. It's made like a stole, but then you have the option to put buttons at a certain place on each side, I guess. I haven't looked at it yet. And then you can make it into a shrug. And I think that's great because then when I'm writing or I'm sitting and it's cold, I can make sure that it doesn't fall off my shoulders. So it's really, I'm enjoying this, and it was a very thoughtful gift. So thank you, Vonnie. All right, do you have another one?
Yes, okay. I was trying to see how far I could go before. There we go.
Of course, these are Chalgu. Did I forget to put this back on my other one? Because this won't fit I don't think this will fit these two. It's too big.
In my Silver Shed USA PHuN bag. This was an early bag for our podcast.
Yep, she's got the red, I got the blue.
Yes. And this is my Anne sweater by Joanna Johnson. And the yarn is Bella Sarah's Knitting Baskets. And the colorway is Midnight Romance.
And that's an old stash. We found that. We went to a Christmas market way back when we first started knitting stuff seriously and crocheting stuff seriously. And you guys saw one of my last owls that I made was out of yarn I picked up from there. This she picked up.
Yeah, and I have been waiting for years to find the perfect project.
Excuse me.
So it's Anne's Midnight Romance.
Very pretty.
And the sweater's just starting. It's top down.
Very nice. I want to try this sweater eventually.
And I don't think you can see the red sparkle very much yet.
You already
see
showed
it a
it,
little
though, right?
bit.
You showed it already, right? It doesn't show up really well in the
There.
camera. There you go. There you go.
So it's a black alpaca yarn with red sparkle.
It makes me think of New Year's.
So,
And when you pull it apart, you can't see it as well.
yes, you can see a little bit maybe in the back. Maybe a little in the back, but it's not big enough yet.
Yeah. It's definitely sparkly because the sparkle wraps around it's plied in.
Yeah.
So
And where is my... I know I had a... oh, there's my needle minder.
you have what?
My needle thing.
Oh, okay. Are you finished with that one?
Yes.
Okay, my last one is now. Before I go to this, let me say that I listened to all your advice for what I should keep and what I should frog. The dragon is in my bag. It's in hibernation. Probably I will take it out for the toy along, or possibly for the fantastic creatures of the alongs that Laura and Deborah are doing. And I think that might even run at the same time. I don't know, at that time period.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's in timeout right now because I didn't want to get rid of it. So I did get rid of the blanket, and somebody had mentioned doing a corner-to-corner blanket, and I had already started just a simple blanket. I may do a corner-to-corner again later but it might have to be knitted because I was looking at the crochet and it looked like they had the same thing with the multiple stitches for a stitch. But right now, I just started this, and it's working up a little differently, I think, or maybe not. Maybe it's just, I don't know. You can see it's still striping. I got to this point. It's a very simple double crochet, no pattern
You're holding it upside down.
blanket. Doesn't really matter. There.
Well, it does because it looks like you have a weird edge otherwise.
There we go. So you can see where I'm at here. And I did this all in one sitting, I think. I think I did all this in one sitting. So that's where I'm at. I didn't realize how mirrored this is. Huh. Okay. So that's that. It's same yarn that I had in the other blanket, but instead of being small, it's like this. I was balling it up. My husband said, how are you going to know what colors are when if you all do it the same ball? He didn't realize that was all one color. I had to explain to him that was all one color. Because natural thing is, I mean, don't you have a whole bunch of colors? Why are you doing it one thing? But I explained to it. This is my Silver Shade USA. What's this bag called? Tortoise versus Hare 2017. Okay, that's Laura Concert's baby. So, okay.
I had this momentary terror that I forgot to touch the sound, but we're good. And then I had this momentary terror that I didn't hit record.
Oh, jeez.
But we're good.
Good, I'm glad. Okay, do you have any FOs?
Nope.
I do. I have my first FO for this year. Because you saw I started a new hat, right? I tried this on Jimena, which for those of you who are new is my little baby doll model. And it fits her, so it's a baby hat.
Or your doll baby?
My doll baby hat. She is a standard size baby head, so there you go. It's done. I like the way it turned out. It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little lighter than I would have expected because I think, although you can do a worsted on there, I think it's made for an Aran or a bulky.
Mm-hmm. I need to make a delivery pretty soon to Pregnancy Center.
Yeah, I have to take a picture of this so that you can have this one. So that's that. That's my only FO. Let's see. What else? Okay, that's about it for that. Where do we go from here? Do we have any,
I had showed my stash enhancement.
I only have one stash enhancement to show. It was really out of the blue. Absolutely out of the blue. I just opened my email one day. It was a couple days ago. You're not going to be able to read this. Let me see. And I received a gift of pattern. It's a Puppy Love shawl. It's a Puppy Love shawl by Kalisha Ryan, Quirky Monday Crafts, and it was gifted to me out of the blue by Hey Brown Berry, Mars. Mars, I don't know if your name is Mars or Marcy, so if I've got that wrong, tell me how you pronounce your name. I know her from Crafty Nomad. Kim the Crafty Nomad is where I first met her. And she, out of the blue, she just gifted me this beautiful shawl. It's a crocheted shawl, and it has a skill that I may use, if my hands will cooperate, for another skill that I might use for that where you've never done it before. And it is crochet brioche. And I didn't even know crochet had brioche. So
I've done knitted brioche. I never finished the project, but I have done it.
So this will be fun. It doesn't look like it's overly hard, I don't think. It has front and back post crochets and reverse single crochet. So, I mean, this is going to take, it's going to have a learning curve for me. But I've never been afraid of that for crochet. Or anything, actually. It's just the ripping out and having to do over again. It's a pain on my hands.
You've had a little bit of nerves where it comes to knitting.
Yeah, but I kind of gotten over that for the most part. So I thank you, Mars, for this. It might take me a little while to get to it, but I do thank you for it because it's a beautiful shawl. Absolutely gorgeous. So I thank you for spreading the love for this. Thank you. Okay. Anything else?
Any dyeing news?
I've been a little quiet on the dye pots since Christmas. I do have a special order for Laura Concert that I will get to in a little bit. And I have some colorways that I will blame, if they come to fruition, I will blame the proper person for that. And then Davina wants me to do a colorway for her, so I have to think about doing that. I'm hoping to get back to the dye pots by the beginning of next week, maybe. We're supposed to get snow over here, so if I get snowbound, I'm likely to do some dyeing, yarn dyeing. As
I would like to be snowbound a little bit.
Need to have you stay home.
I mean, I brought my work computer home just in case.
Right. Well, you know, you might have to do a little work from home, but at least you'll be home.
Yeah.
So I hope to be doing some yarn dyeing pretty soon. My prices might go up a little bit because the yarn prices, I understand, have gone up. I'm trying not to raise my prices if at all possible because I don't like to do that. I will only do that if I find that it's impacting, you know, making it less cost effective for me to dye yarn. But I'm going to try not to as much as possible, or if I do, it'll be very little, okay? So just a heads up, I don't like to spring that kind of thing on you so you don't know why I'm doing it. I do want to thank the people who bought yarn this past month. I had a nice jump in sales this past month, which was very exciting. I like that. Okay, did you have anything? You already talked about your what you want to do for your designing.
But you know, don't hold your breaths, guys.
She will do it when she can focus. So
there's some points where I'm not even knitting. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I should be doing something, and I just can't focus.
Yeah, and that happens sometimes. Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't pick out anything for knitting ephemera. Let me see what I can do here. I don't know if I did this already.
See?
About
not this one here on this side.
okay. Okay, penguin sweaters.
There's more. It's
Oh, pop culture. Okay.
iconic sweaters and pop culture.
Did we talk? Which ones did I do already?
None of them.
Oh, great. These are fun. I'll do these a little at a time. Let me have that. I'll do a couple at a time. How about that? Okay. These are iconic sweaters in pop culture. This is the Knitting Ephemera book that Laura Smoot gave to me, Natalia. Okay? Mr. Rogers' cardigan. Fred Rogers, host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, started each episode by changing into his sneakers and putting on a cardigan. Children found the routine comforting, and the cardigan sweater became indelibly associated with Mr. Rogers.
But he had different color sweaters, right? Not just the red one?
I think so. think he had a green one too. Fred Rogers once said in an interview that his mother knitted all his cardigans. I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay. Tacky holiday sweaters. Okay, since we just came off the holiday season and still kind of in it until the end of the week here, let's do this one. Whether it's your grandmom, your favorite elementary school teacher, or your I meant it ironically hipster friend, ornate holiday sweaters have become a thing. Even Colin Firth had trouble carrying off his garish reindeer sweater in Bridget Jones' Diary. I don't think I saw that. I mean, I've seen parts of it, but...
I don't know that's necessarily one that you would like. I'll explain why.
Yeah, I have an idea. Okay, Harry Potter sweater. I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I'm a complete Harry Potter heathen, but apparently knitted by his friend Ron's mom in nubby tweed, Harry's first Weasley sweater was a touching gift that meant he was one of the family. All right? So we'll stop there. I have no idea who the Big Lebowski is.
It's a cult classic. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Well, the only thing it says about his sweater is called the Dude Sweater from the Big Lebowski. It abides. I don't know what that means. We'll stop there because I'll just tell you, look, this is where we'll start. Okay.
I know.
Huh?
I know.
I know?
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, yeah, but if I do that, I might as well go through all of them.
Right, so we should wait.
So we'll wait for that, okay? Because I don't want this to be overly long.
Our podcast be overly long.
Overly long? Okay, that's impossible. Yes, that's another reference. Okay, thank yous. We want to thank Doc Firewoman, who is Deborah, from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast, for the shout out she gave us and our alongs in her last episode. We appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank people who commented on YouTube. I think I got everybody on Ravelry. I don't think I got too many on YouTube. Time got away from me. But I did read them all, and I appreciate them all. We want to thank... We always appreciate all the comments. Okay?
Yes, we do.
We want to thank Rena.
And we read them all, even if we don't get a chance to respond to them.
Yes, we usually thumbs up them. Okay. Rena. Want to thank Rena, Crafting with Linnea, Pat, Buckthorn Farms, Catherine, Brittany, Shirley Knits 123, L&S Crafts, Christina, Karen, Packing Its Design, Wombat of Doom 53, and Isella. Isella, it's good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. Izzy, where have you been, my friend? Okay, Isella. So, I think that's all we have, right?
I believe so.
Are we planning on next Saturday?
That is, in fact, the plan.
Okay, that is the plan. Next Saturday.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
We're going to podcast on your birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to her. Yeah, we're going to podcast on her birthday. Okay. So, we want to wish everyone
I forgot it was my birthday next week.
We want to wish everyone a blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you here again for the PHuN in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 339, and that's a wrap.
Bye.